Check, but I never could see a penalty. You'd say I'm having the Eddie really.
If they're gonna cancel me, they're gonna cancel me.
Wide awake, listening to the rebels creep, slithering into different amphetamines like a centipede. My theory is that essentially
Go ahead, do it.
expectancy and you don't get too high, and it's helping me.
Why are we gonna talk about it? You know why. This is the Randy Savagery Show.
Like a chick, I never fuck it. I promise I'll never give it up.
It's about the love. It's about the passion.
I might just get a buck. I'm trying to make it through life, but this shit is tough. Every day we meet a different.
And welcome to the Randy Savagery Show. Today's topic of discussion is body positivity. Body positivity. What's going on with that? The body positivity movement. What is it doing? Is it helping people? Is it helping people feel good? Is it teaching women that it's okay to be fat? I'm kidding. It's okay to be fat. It's okay to be round, plump, excess adipose tissue. It's okay to have complications from obesity as well. And I think the body positivity movement, personally, is really the fat positivity movement, right? Because the whole thing I was thinking about is like if this was a body positivity thing, like I see a lot of bigger girls on there, right? BB dubs, thick and whatnot, you know, TikTok culture. But if it's all about body positivity, why don't I see too many like anorexic girls up there, you know? Or what about people that have like amputees? Why is there no self-mutilating amputees? Like the people that there's people that get obsessed about amputees and the concept of like cutting their own limbs off, they cut them off. Why aren't they up there preaching the good word of body positivity? You know? Why isn't there any men? Like, why isn't there like a new action flick coming out? You know, just a character about a guy who makes millions of dollars and he is constantly super sucked, the sloppiest of the doppiest toppy, and he's 300 pounds. Like a super cool guy, he drives a super nice car and he's the hero of the story, but he is 300 pounds. Why is there not body positivity stuff in that way? Why isn't there body positivity for heroin addicts? You know what I mean? They're living their best life and being true to themselves. Why aren't we putting on a parade for them as well? You know what I mean? They're just doing habits at home like an obese person does habits at home. And it's causing the extraneous physical outcome. You know what I mean? The sores and the lesions and their face falling off and all the nasty, disgusting things that go along with being addicted to heroin. In the same effect, obesity has many negative consequences, such as diabetes, heart attack, I don't know, there's a lot of them. I could keep going. Blood pressure. They'll cut your foot off if you got diabetes and you don't take insulin. All of these things, all of them. What's that about, Jack? So that is why my first statement is that the body positivity movement is really the fat girl positivity movement. Because I think for a long time, women that have live their lives with excess body fat, thick, you know what I mean? They have been viewed not as like the queen of the ball, not the homecoming queen, you know? And they, I feel like, you know, have either commandeered the movement. Actually, I know they haven't, because it used to be the fat acceptance movement when it started in the 1960s, ladies and gentlemen. Fact check me, fact checkers. It's really about being fat and accepting girls specifically, not men, women who were the fat girls growing up, and they're still fat girls, and they want to be, seen as the beautiful, buttery, bubbly flowers that they are. See, and that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. People are conflating two things here, because I'm all about body positivity. I'm all about acceptance. I'm about fat girls. I think fat girls are sexy, straight up. Thick, BB dub, whatever you want to call it. There is a certain physicality about a woman that is also as soft as a pillow that is probably not even close to explainable in words. Okay? So I'm not even jumping down the throat of that concept. But what I do not like is the fat girl acceptance program hiding behind the body positive movement, right? Because if it's a body positive movement, I want it to be the real deal. You know what I mean? I want heroin junkies up there with needles sticking out of their abscesses. I want to see WNBA girls. Why ain't they some tall girls? We all know big giant tall girls ain't be getting it like little short girls. So I want them up there. You know what I mean? I want that guy that got that one disease that made his skin look like tree bark. I want him up there, and I want him to get a fat kiss. A big fat kiss. You know what I'm saying? From a hottie. Because that, what I just explained, ladies and gentlemen, that's what body positivity would look like. All right, let's move on. So, I also wanted to mention that, what's homeboy's name? Jake Paul. So he issued a statement to Dana White, and it was quite profound. And if you guys look back through of my videos, you'll see that I've addressed the Dana White situation many times. So I think you guys all know how I feel. But this is pretty cool. Everybody likes to make fun of Jake Paul. Everybody thinks he's a joke. Everybody thinks he's whack and whatnot. And I'm going to tell you guys, I agree. He's pretty whack. He's a weird whack white boy. Definitely looks like a classic jock. Try to suck his friends off in the bathroom and then call them fags kind of guy. Don't get me wrong. But what he's trying to do is phenomenal. And everybody doesn't, it's like, I don't know how y'all don't see it. He doesn't care about boxing. He doesn't want to be the greatest fighter who ever lived. That's the play up. That's the play up, baby. What he wants to do is change fighter pay. He wants to own a fight organization. And he wants to make Dana White pay for the 25 years that he has been just brutalizing his warriors. So, all right, Jake Paul issues. Go ahead and look that up, Jamie. Okay. Dana White. Dana makes most of his money off non-Whites. All right, here we go. So Paul said that White has 5 days to accept his terms and that they must be implemented by the end of March. To all UFC fighters, time to take a stand and create value. And they cut out all the good stuff. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Country road to the place I belong, West Virginia. All right, here we go. The YouTuber turned boxer again called out UFC President Dana White on Twitter on Saturday morning with a wild post from his Notes app. If White complies with his 3 demands, see, they keep cutting it out. You see what I'm saying, bro? Why don't y'all show the real tweet? All right, I got it. 2 things on Paul's list have to do with money and fighter pay in the UFC. Something that has come under fire in recent months. He wants White to increase the minimum fighter pay to $50,000 instead of $12,000, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it is right now. $12,000, right? And guarantee that fighters will receive half of all revenue the UFC generates this year. By the way, guys, it was over $1 billion, so not too big of a deal. just so you know, I would be happy being a 500 millionaire. You know what I mean? And I know it doesn't break down exactly like that, but if my company was still worth a $500 million for the happiness and safety of my warriors, because you're really a slave owner, bro. I don't care what you want. You're a slave owner. Of my warriors to be healthy and happy, oh, take it. Take it, please. Piece of shit. I'll cut that piece of trash. All right. He also wants White to provide long-term health care for fighters, even after their careers end. Paul said that White has 5 days. I don't know. But yeah, so that's a really important thing, though. He put actual hard demands on the floor in front of him. Because, you know, they go back and forth. They say all this BS. But I feel like this might be a good, strong piece of evidence for all the Jake Paul dick-riding haters out there to see what I've been trying to say the whole time. This ain't about him being a boxer, all right? Or being the greatest fighter of all time. He wants to help you. Hey, UFC fighters, he wants to help you. He is here to help you. He wants to help you guys, you know? It's not what you think it is. I don't know how you fell right into the thought, like, oh, you think you're better than us. Like, come on, man. You guys are smart. Smart cookies, bro. Well, anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. And I wanted to circle back around to the body positivity movement. You know, I was it's just crazy. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, cause here's how I feel. Every single overweight woman who is attractive, beautiful, you know, you're a shining star, you a bad bitch, all that. You also know that being a bigger woman, right? And this goes for the majority, not everybody, because there's phenoms, obviously. But you know that you are increasing your probabilities of some serious medical diseases, heart disease, heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol. The list continues. And we all know that obesity gives you a higher propensity to catch COVID. And when you catch it, you don't make as good of antibodies. So, the biggest thing here is I don't give a shit. And I think you fat girls should love being fat girls. I just want to say the facts. And I think that behind closed doors, every single one of them, BBW, big booty, shaking, jiggly, cellulite having angels would say the same thing. If they were being honest with themselves and if they were being honest with me, you know what I mean? But again, so that I'll, you know, I'll be on Reels, I'll be scrolling along, and you know, Reels knows you better than you know yourself. Same with TikTok and all that. So they, you know, majority of my stuff is BBWs, BBW girls, big fat girls shaking their booties for 15 seconds in all different types of ways. And I was watching this one earlier, and you know what? Let's just watch it, see what she does.
Oh, you don't like me? Copy that. I got your attention. Copy that. Not to mention, copy that. Oh, you ain't on me?
Everything.
Copy that. Oh, you don't like me? Copy that. I got your attention. Copy that. Not to mention, copy that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if you see, all right, so, you know, beautiful, light skin, light eyes, thick. You know what I'm saying? Heart attack, walking around. Beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, she looks like she needs to have insulin pins waiting and ready. Stunningly beautiful. Booty looks like it was shake for miles, like the ocean. But even she in the video was saying, if you watch what she was saying when it was going down, she is like diabetes. You know, you're promoting being overweight. She's like, Diabetes, you know, she's like, they're gonna cut your foot off, and then she just shakes that big old thing, you know? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's okay to shake that big old thing. I'm all for it. We're all for it. I don't know nobody who's against shaking that big old thing. You feel me? Or maybe there is. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't think we should conflate it with the body positivity movement, because the body positivity movement, no one even believes in. Nobody believes that their uncle should shoot heroin every day. Nobody believes that somebody should cut their own fingers off so they can feel like an amputee. You're all lying. It's not a real thing. But the big girl want to be seen as sexy movement, that should be a real thing. That should be a real thing, and I support that movement. You know what I'm saying? Just sprinkle a little bit of truth on it. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little truth down on that boy. Ha ha! I even remember as a young buck going to, I think I was about maybe 21, 22. But I would go over in Inkster to what is known as, I think, a BBW party, right? So picture like a ballroom, and picture like men in suits and women in nice, like, you know, sexually provocative dresses. But the whole thing was at this little shindig. Every single woman there was a big woman, large. I think classic terms such as BBW, such as SSBBW, you know. For some of the men there, the bigger the better, right? You know, I think there's a point with obesity. I think we've all seen it where, like, you know, some people get so obese that they have those rolls at the bottom of their ankles that are, like, I mean, they just look like stored amounts of fat that you would see on the side of maybe even just a normally obese person where the tummy is. But they've gained so much fat that they have it on the ankles. There's even women like that there, you know? And some of the men there, that's what they were going for. That's actually what they were looking for on the menu. And that you know, and to each their own. But what I'm trying to say is I have nothing against the body positive movement, or what I do believe is really the BBW movement, you know? As I said earlier, you got a multitude of health issues that are coming your way, but hey, beauty costs, right? It costs to be beautiful, you feel me? Especially if you want to be big and voluptuous and fat beautiful. Well, you're going to pay the price. That's really how it goes. But anyway, so these BBW parties, right? Even there, like I said, there was guys there that it was bigger the better. You know, it was more the merrier. That if you were 500 pounds, they wanted a 600 pounder. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for a 700 pounder. It was big city for a few guys. But as a whole, even as a culture of the BBW community, at least that I saw, and I went to these parties for like 2 years, right? Multiple parties. So I was exposed to the culture. The fat women that had the fattest tits and the fattest ass and the smallest stomach were the most desirable women at the party, right? That's what was the most desirable when it came to, you know, the attributes. So it almost seemed like more like as a whole, even there, you know, they were looking for the exaggerated fetish sex organs. It's not like they wanted a 400-pound woman with little tits and a flat butt and all tummy, you know? So even there, in the world of fat, it is not body acceptance. You know what I mean? The body acceptance movement, as proclaimed, is it's a kabuki theater, you know? Hullabaloo, fugazi, make-believe, fantasy island. These are all terms you could put across to it, you know? But BBW parties are wild, you know what I'm saying? So I went to some that were wild, boy. I tell you what. So, like, there was, like, the classy ones, right? I went to some classier ones and whatnot. But also, I went to some downright nastier ones, you feel me? There were some BBW sex parties that were put together purely, like, at a hotel. So, like, whoever puts it together, they would rent out, like, a whole floor of the hotel, right? And you had rooms filled with bowls of candy. You had, I mean, I'm talking the big size Hershey bars, the big size, I don't even know what it's called. But you know how usually when you're getting candy, they're all individually wrapped, you know what I mean? And they're very small. So these were the large king size put into a bowl as if they were small, right? Picture that. Sloppy Joes. They had hot dogs, hamburgers. They had so much food, right? And they condensed the food into one room. But as you can imagine, definitely most popular room of the party. You know what I mean? The food room. Big giant bowls of condoms, right? And at least like 15 girls deep. Probably the lightest woman had to be a good 280 pounds. So we're talking 280 pounds and up. Bowls of candy, burgers, sex going on in multiple rooms, right? So you'd walk past one room and you'd have an extremely large white woman and like 3 black guys around her just porking her out. Just turning her like a spick. And it was great, honestly. I had a blast. I'm not gonna lie. I think at the time I definitely really struggled with overeating though. Although I was thinner then than I am now, but because I was like getting ready for a bodybuilding competition. But it wasn't just the most popular room for them big gals. You know, I didn't want to leave that food room too much. You know, I'd venture out, maybe see a couple of tsunami white cheeks slapping or clapping, and then I'd venture my way back to the burger spot. You know, because when you smell all that sweat and you smell all that sex in the air and it's hot and you know people are fucking and you are fucking, you know, you just kind of feel awkward. At least I did. I'd feel awkward after I busted a nut. I just felt so weird kind of in there, you know? So I'd eat a little bit more food and then my stomach would be just bloated, you know what I mean? Un momento, everybody. I'm going to text Jody because she asked where the bleach is, and I'm going to let her know that I'm doing a podcast for my peoples, right? Say that. And no, I'm sorry, I don't. All right. Anywho, where was I? Can't remember. Oh, yep. The BBW party. Yeah. I think what I was trying to say is that when I felt awkward, I was eating a lot of food at this fat girl party, and I ate so much food that I didn't really want to have sex because I felt bloated. And I don't know about you guys at home, but when I start feeling bloated, I'm not trying to thrust my hips into something while holding up a substantial amount of weight at the same time. They just don't mix together for having, you know, I think optimal blood flow to the cock, because the blood flow is now in my stomach trying to digest all that nervous energy food that I ate. Yeah. Woo. But anyways, next on a topic that I wanted to discuss, my man, a comedian that I love, Theo Von, actually, is taking a small hiatus from his show this past weekend. He is also a regular on the King and the Sting. I think he actually started the show. But I guess he is going to be gone until February, which I thought was nice. I was thinking like, man, you get to that Theo Von status and you could just take a whole month off, just chillin', get your mind right. You know what I mean? No bills barking down your back because you made millions off of a Netflix special. Just go chill at your aunt's house in a bathtub playing with rubber duckies. Probably go and take some ibogaine ceremony where a bunch of rich people in Houston, Texas are or something. Who knows, right? I know, something like that. It must be nice. But I'm not hating on Theo. You see, Theo worked for that. Mr. Theo Von, he put in 15 years stand-up, whatever it is, grinding, being a dirty, people told him, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to go this, but he was like busting tables and they're just saying, you're never going to make it, this, that, blah, blah, blah. He did it. He went through it, right? Did his Netflix thing, and now, he's coming into the next year. He's coming into the next year just taking a little break, taking a little relaxation moment, and I guess I want to applaud that. I'm a little bit jealous and also applaud that. It sounds so nice. I guess I can't wait until I can be at the point where I can take a month off in life and just relax. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out. Whatever it is that he does, and they do. It seems like they're all doing plant medicine now. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like all the rich people these days they're going to the ketamine clinics. They're doing all the ketamine. They're talking to the MAPS guys, taking MDMA. They're doing stuff that we all did when we were 16 in the rave culture. And then then they get serious and they go and do an ibogaine ceremony or like an ayahuasca ceremony, and then it seems like they're like in a good path for like 6 months, and then they do something, I don't know, and they're just so rich, who knows? I don't even know, man. Wanted to bring it up though, but I think the full Monty of this conversation that I really wanted to get across is just that I think it's important for us to call it how it is. You know what I'm saying? So if the body positive movement is about body positivity, which we've now established it is not, then you got to be about it. You got to be about it all the way 100%. You got to have homeless people that have diseases up there. You got to have somebody, you got to have one of those Arab girls who get their face burned off with the acid because they talk to some guy on the street. That's who's got to be up there. And what you got, for real in your community, you got a BBW community. You know what I'm saying? You got a big, beautiful woman community. It ain't about no man. That's really what it's about. So, be about it. You know what I mean? Why not say, you know what? This ain't about body positivity. What this is about is big girl positivity, okay? We're sick and tired of y'all not seeing us as the big sex symbols we is. That's what you got to do, You got to throw it down on them. You got to let them know the truth about what the movement is. And that's about it. That's a bit on that. You know what I'm saying? I really want to get that across, and let people know. We don't have any sponsors yet, ladies and gentlemen, but this is about the time when I would have a sponsor. I would segue over to something like this. My phone would go bloop bloop. Oh, dang! What was that? It looks like I just got a new text message. Yeah? What was it? A new text message on? It's on my new phone. Yeah? What kind is it? Well, it's Huawei. You see, this Huawei phone that I got has amazing capabilities. Better than any ones that you guys have ever seen, even in America. Huawei technology. Able to organize by thought. Huawei. So, if you guys are in the market of getting a new phone, what I want you to do is I want you to go online and I want you to go to Alibaba.com, right? It will direct you straight to Chinese wholesalers, and I want you to get yourself a Huawei phone, right? Because Huawei has the fire technology. And just so you know, you can't do that. You can't even have a Huawei phone in America. There's no service that will legally take you with your Huawei phone. All right, and it's really not fair. And they keep all the good tech over there in China, right? And I've looked it up now. I've seen they got the good stuff over there, bro. They got the good stuff. Like, they can't really do much with it with all their firewalls. But I want their tech, our American freedom. You know what I mean? I want their tech, but our American freedom. Plus, I'm sure it was probably somebody in America who developed the technology anyways. Let's be honest, you know what I mean? Intellectual property stealing. All right, that's going to wrap it up. It's the end of the Randy Savagery Show. I'm glad you guys sat down and talked to me about the body positivity movement. Just in case I don't see you, wanted to let you know good evening, good afternoon, and good night.
I know, make time, I know they were fine,